it's our blood. And I don't know what that was when I first started. I didn't know what this stuff is. It looked like Star Wars to me. And on the left is actually some blood cells that are sticking together. And I think the keynote speaker can tell a little bit more about that. On the right-hand side is what we call healthy blood. So my story went like this. I was working really hard, and I really wanted to do something with my life, and I worked hard, and I became successful. And with that, it created a lot of stress. My diet at that time was a Snicker bars and a Coca-Cola, and that's how I got through the day. And I was getting more run down. I was aging. Oh, by the way, I'm 62 years old. I think the product speaks for itself. I've been using our product for now over 16, 17 years. But my blood on the left-hand side looks way worse than what this is. So it all started with this lady here. And this is Dr. Fuller. And let me tell you my story with her. My story with her was like this. So I wanted to get into the supplement nutrition industry because during that time I started to realize I'm in bad health, but the health industry was growing. And I also want to say this. With the economy that's going so bad right now, globally, the wellness industry is continually growing. And that's why I want to bring back what we want to highlight what we have and how exciting it is. But it started with this lady. So I heard about this lady that she said she can clean people's blood in literally a matter of minutes. So I went to see her, and I flew down to Houston. I got a chance to see with her in the lab, and she took this microscope just like this, and she took my blood, and my blood on the left hand looked way worse than this, and in a matter of minutes, my blood just transformed into something that was just flowing. And I said to her, "What in the world's going on here?" She goes, "What I'm offering you right now, I have found something. Nobody have this product that can do this. I've been doing this for the last 35 years. I've been teaching doctors how to use enzyme therapy, and she works with doctors with chronic illness. And I don't want to name the type of illness because we don't want to do that. That's all I can say. But she really was healing a lot of people using enzyme therapy and teaching doctors how to do it. And doctor doesn't even understand what it was. So as I got to know her, and this is Aja. Aja is actually translating. After I saw what it did to my blood, I decided to put my business and all the products wrapped around her teaching. And this is us, this is about probably 7 years ago, Aja? 7 years ago. And we were traveling, and we should travel all over the United States, all over Latin America to teach enzyme therapy. She would bring her microscope, and we would take people in the audience and look at their blood. It was very exciting. We were at this time doing about literally over $1 million a month in sales on enzymes. And what she did was just amazing. Seeing people transform was just absolutely just amazing. Well, last year she's no longer with us because we all have to go in some time. So I was just looking at this, and what was fascinating was I remember, how am I going to duplicate what she did? Because the picture that you saw with the blood before, that doesn't really represent what she has done, and I should have gotten more pictures and more videos, and I couldn't get it because I remember that it cost her to fly in, and it cost us a lot of money to get the microscope, and only she knew how to do it. And so what happened was that recently we started to realize, I said, wait a minute. I was talking to Aja. Aja's mom is also a doctor. And we started looking into it and said, wait a minute. These microscopes actually now, with technology, is actually quite affordable. And we're buying one right now. We're actually testing it. A lot of the few of the leaders right now are actually trying to test it right now. I'm really excited right now because we believe I can now, what she used to do for us, we can carry on her legacy. And she saved a lot of people's lives, and she definitely saved my life. And I think about her every single day because of what the product has done. I think anyone that uses our product realize that this is something that she has taught us something that most doctor doesn't even know. And she spent 40 years teaching it. But the world's so big, they don't really understand it. So I think I'd like to continue further her education. But now the next person I want to bring on was I heard about her. I never really met her. I was always with Dr. Fuller. The next person I want to bring up is really a person that really can really speak about her. And so there's Dr. Fuller is the doctor. She's the owner of the company that made all the discovery. But the person that did all the work is the one that we're going to be bringing up. And I was able to find her, and I told her about what we're trying to do. She was a young apprentice at the time. She's been with Dr. Fuller for 18 years. She's no longer a young apprentice. She's definitely a very senior expert in this field. Her name is Lisa Houston Hudson. She's an expert in nutrition, enzyme therapy over 18 years. Has experience in, she's a clinician, researcher, educator for Dr. Fuller. She travels all over the world teaching blood analysis using dark field. So all that we're talking about, she is now the Dr. Fuller, you could say. Without further ado, Lisa, can you join us, please?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Or do I need to do my
camera?
Okay, how do I do that? I can work microscope. I don't know how to do. How do I make it come on, Dennis?
Okay, so can you turn on our camera, Paco?
Oh, I can't. I think you as the host can do it, Dennis.
Okay, let me do that. All right. So, all right, let me see. Let's do this. Let's keep on talking as we go through this technical difficulty, okay? So okay. Lisa, tell us about your meeting with Dr. Fuller, and how did you guys meet?
So first, it's my pleasure to be on the line with everyone and to share my relationship and my experience with Dr. Fuller. I originally, how I met her was I met her son. And when he learned I was a dietitian, a registered dietitian, which my Bachelor of Science is in nutrition, he's like, oh, you have to meet my mother. She's a nutritionist and she does enzyme therapy. And I was very intrigued. And he invited me to one of her seminars. So I attended, it was a 4-day seminar at the time where she taught the dark field and enzyme therapy. And they had numerous other doctors and PhD educators from various universities teaching. And I was fascinated because when I got my degree in nutrition, it was all about health and wellness. But when I got out into the field, there was not many opportunities for health and wellness. It was all about disease and how do you treat the disease. So I was fascinated, and I just fell in love with Dr. Fuller, and eventually fell in love with her son, and she became my mother-in-law. But first and foremost, she was my mentor and a very, very good person. So that's how we got introduced, and I was with her for at least 20 years or more.
So Lisa, what was the attraction about you and Dr. Fuller? What fascinated about her to you?
Well, it was her focus on digestion and her focus on how the body works and how to support the body's utilization of nutrients, not just trying to overwhelm the body with nutrition or nutrients and different vitamins and supplements, but rather helping the body utilize its natural processes in terms of digestion and elimination so that the body could heal and thrive and be healthy. It just made so much sense to me.
Why do you care so much about this type of medicine?
Because it's how the body works. It's how the body naturally should work. It's supporting the body to do what it innately knows how to do, and that's heal and thrive and produce energy and repair and not be in these states of chronic disease that we see in the majority of people.
Right. So Lisa is definitely not a salesperson. She said, Dennis, I am very literal. I am a scientist, and I'm not a salesperson. And so I'm just going to be talking about just being very just straightforward. So Lisa, you're the all the things that Dr. Fuller designed and created and promoted. You did all the heavy lifting. You did all the clinical with her. You're the one that did the research, and you're the one that did all the traveling and testing people's blood using dark field. Can you tell us about your experience and what did you see using dark field throughout the world using Repair Ultra?
So not much different from your experience. It's very, very eye-opening when you do someone's blood and it's congested and it's sticky and the red blood. So I used to teach people, your red blood cells, the purpose of your red blood cells that flow throughout your body 24/7 is to carry nutrients to the cells, to carry nutrients throughout the body, and then to carry away the waste once the cell does what it knows what to do with those nutrients. So it's delivering the nutrition and carrying away the waste.
So when Dr. Fuller used to say that I can cleanse your blood and using Repair Ultra a matter of minutes, I mean, is that what you did?
It is. We would support people to digest their food correctly so that you didn't create so much toxicity, but also when the toxicity was there, when you have better blood flow, you're delivering the nutrition, but you're also helping the body clear away the waste. So you're just supporting the body to naturally do what it's supposed to do.
Right, because of the Repair Ultra, what it does is a catalyst. It's the thing that actually help your body clean everything up and repair everything. Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So she was she was big at teaching doctors, right? She was big at teaching doctors what to do. She was a doctor teaching what to do on a very chronic level. And let's not talk about the disease, but that's what she did. She did something that hardly anybody was dare to do with this product, right?
Right.
And so how do you see people transformation as you are traveling and sharing this product with people? What kind of results that you see?
Well, you spoke about inflammation before, and it's the root of all evil. And if we're delivering nutrition so that the cell functions correctly and creating less toxicity because you're clearing up the waste, you're reducing the opportunity for that inflammation to occur. So, I mean, it's multifaceted because you're reducing the opportunity for the inflammation to occur. But when the inflammation has occurred, your repair, the enzymes in the repair are supporting the immune system to deal with that inflammation and minimize its impact. So it's going at it from both ends.
Right. So what does it do to our digestive system by using this product?
So from the digestive standpoint, you're helping digest. You're helping digest the foods you've eaten. So when we're not eating the best foods, we're in a very stressful situation so when we're under stress, our immune system is the first thing that's compromised. and our digestive system is compromised. So we're not digesting our food, and our immune system is not strong to deal with the inflammation. So when you support digestion, you're helping digest the food. You're also supporting the immune system to deal with the inflammation that's occurring. So again, it's attacking it from both ends of the spectrum.
Right. And of course,
and you can see that in the dark field when you do it.
What do you see? Tell me how many cases have you seen through dark field in your last? You were teaching for 10 years, you were with her for 18 years. How many cases? Yeah.
I would have to have seen thousands of dark field. And as I told you the other night on the phone, it's like you could put 100 people in front of me and I could do their blood and tell you who's done enzymes and who hasn't, or
right.
who is eating more healthy and drinking plenty of water and clearing toxicity on a regular basis versus who is not. You can see it in the blood.
So what did you see through the everyday people? Why would they need Repair Ultra?
Well, if they're eating and breathing and living in this environment, and if they have a job or a family, it's, our world, again, it's like the food we eat, the environment we live in, and whether we're stressed or not while we're eating, the repair is going to support all three of those aspects of our lifestyle.
Right. So it's definitely a necessity, would you not say?
Yes, absolutely.
And
definitely a support. And I will say, this was something that came up when you were talking initially about the last 10 or 15 years of the world we live in and talking about the pandemic. I didn't realize we were close to the same age. I'm 61. I have not gotten COVID. I've not had it. And I attribute that to my enzyme therapy, what I do on a regular basis and what I've done for the past 20 years to support my body. Right.
Now, let's talk about the quality that we get it from, right? So you were with Dr. Fuller. How critical in the way and the level of quality and the potency of the source that we get it from? Can you talk a little bit about that?
The products are, by far the most pure I've ever seen, and that was one of our biggest selling points when I would come into contact with people that say, well, why can't I just use this product? And I would say, well, let's look at the label. And we would look at the label and look at the other ingredients, and your product has 2 or 3 other ingredients, which is like the capsule, and the competitor's product might have 20 other ingredients. And I would ask the person, do you want to pay for what you're actually wanting to put in your body, or do you want to pay for these 20 other ingredients? So Dr. Fuller she was a nightmare to the manufacturers because she was so adamant that they couldn't add other things.
Yes.
And they're by far the purest products on the market.
Well, Lisa has we're going to be working together from this point on, and she's going to start teaching us how to use the dark field, and we're going to travel and carry on this legacy. So Lisa, I know it's late for you. You normally sleep by already past your bedtime. I'm going to invite you back another time, and we're going to talk about other points of Repair Ultra. Okay?
Sounds great. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. So
good night.
Good night. So Lisa again is a scientist that's been really been impacting all the things that Dr. Fuller did. She's the one that actually did all the physical work doing it. So that's why next what we're going to be doing now is actually learn from her to have her coach us how to use the microscope. And now, can you imagine that we can come to your city, or you can be in your city learning how to use a microscope and everyone that comes through, they can see the before and after blood. Okay, so let's talk about what we've done. So what I did, because I'm not a scientist, but I am a businessman, and a businessman is what put all the ideas together. So when I saw Dr. Fuller did what she did, I said, my God, what happened to my health is incredible. And we're able to change people's blood in less than 5 minutes. And so I want to make sure we can get a patent pending, which is a patent where it protects what we have put together as a blend. Because every enzymes are not the same, and especially everything that you want to digest using special enzymes are not the same. That's why we're able to do what we do. That's why it's NDS. So let me also tell you the next level. Okay, so when Dr. Fuller spent 35 years teaching people about enzymes, and so about 2005, she saw something incredible, and she said, Dennis, there's something even greater than enzymes, greater than what we have created, greater than what I've seen. This is the next level. And I go, what is it? She goes, this thing is called CBD. And what we have is incredible, strong antioxidant. But what I'm telling you now, the other is the ultimate antioxidant. That's why it's called Ultra. So this is the doctor, and this is kind of like the Dr. Fuller in the CBD world. And he's one that everyone knows who he is, famous guy, Dr. David Allen. And he says this is the biggest, most important medical scientific discovery, more important than even surgery. Because what CBD has done that people didn't know. So same thing as enzymes and same thing as CBD, people don't know what it is. But this stuff is so natural. And all the extraction and how you got enzymes, it comes from the papaya, pineapple, figs. It's all, every living cell is enzyme, and it requires enzyme. Also, every living creature is also are cannabinoids. So enzymes and CBD, it may be two different things, but it really does pretty much balance out the whole entire body. So that's why, and I think a lot of us have probably heard about this before. That's why in New York Times, they even wrote about it, and never ever in history would any reports would talk about supplements as it talked about this. And this has actually been written a long time ago, 2019. And it's talking about this gummy, a CBD gummy that does all this healing benefits. So of course, I gotta do better than that. That's what we created Ultra gummies. And what makes Ultra? The problem with CBD, it has a hard time getting into your blood because the molecules are big. So I heard about a machine in Germany that can reduce the molecule for CBD. So that's what we did. We bought the most expensive machine, and I also bought throughout the time we were able to buy the farm in Colorado, and we have the best product in CBD in the world. No one even close to it. And our gummies you look at the previous one, look at this. Ours is real strawberry, and it tastes delicious. But the most important thing, the function that it does is the most purest. So that's why we have a certain patent on it. It's called UDS. So what you, and I'm really it took us to get this video. I spent quite a bit of money on it, but it's because that was a long time ago. Today, I'm expecting to get I would expect hundreds, if not thousands, of more videos of patients or customers. So this is our line. If you don't know what this is our line, I'm not going to go through every one of them. Every one of them has this special NDS, UDS in there that helps you clean your blood in less than 5 minutes. And we'll show it to you on soon. We'll be able to do that. So Nia is actually she's the one that took the first initiative. She's a dentist. We have an event coming up in North Carolina, and